Hi class, today you're doing Module 3, Lesson 3. Okay, so I wanted to break down some of the directions for what you've been doing in the past 2 lessons. So the directions will say draw, label, and box. Okay, so let's start with step 1, draw. When it says draw, you need to draw a quick sketch. So quick sketch equals draw. So this is kind of like R, D, W, W. You read it, you draw it, you write an equation, and you write a statement. Okay? So you draw. Let's say I have draw, label, and box 100. So I'm going to draw a picture. Remember, you draw this for the hundreds, a stick for the tens, and a circle for the ones. So if I have the number 100, remember, the places are ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. So I have 1 in the hundreds. I just draw 1 hundreds. Just one group. Okay, so now I label it. I label the value of each unit. These are the units up here. And these are also units. Hundreds, tens, and ones. So now I box it and I write the total. So inside the box is the value. Outside the box is the total. Okay? So I've done that first step. Now I need to draw pictures of the units, meaning like these units you use to count from 100 to 124. So I like to draw an arrow, and then I write the number we're counting to, which is 124. Remember, my happy benchmark number has a 0 in the ones place. And you can draw a happy face, okay? Right now, I'm at my happy benchmark number because I have a 0 in the ones place, okay? So now I'm going to count on to get to 124. Since I'm at that happy benchmark number, I can start counting by tens. So I'm going to draw pictures of the units, okay? So I'm going to draw 110. If you don't know what that value is right here, you have to count with your fingers. 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. Use those fingers. Okay? So you have 110. I count on another group of 10 because I'm not at 124 yet. 120. And then I count by ones because I'm at 120. Now I get to 124. 121. 122. 123. 124. Make sure that the number matches up with the picture. Okay, keep your drawing as organized as possible, kind of like what we talked about during class. Okay, so now I'm there. Now I'm going to write my equation. I read it. I drew sketches. Now I need to write an equation. This is how you write it. It's kind of like find a missing part. Okay, so you have 100. That's what you started with. That's like one of your parts. You need some more to get to a total of 124. Or you can also use a number bond. 124, you had 100, you need more. Oops, sorry, you couldn't see that, okay? So look at your number bond. So now I'm going to count here how many I added on. I have 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that missing part right there is 24. 4. Okay, and that's my missing part. So here's my equation. I have 100 plus, that's the missing part right here. You write a box, and then you get to a total of 124. Since this is the missing part, we write 24 right here. That's all those numbers that you added on. Okay, let's do another example. Again, it says draw, label, and box 95. Draw pictures of the units you use to count from 95 to 100. So this is step 1, draw. So the number you need to draw is 95. If you just write 95 and put a box around it, this is not a drawing. You have to use drawings like the units about. Kind of like this. You have to draw the pictures of the units. Okay? So you're going to draw. Think of your places. Remember, it goes ones, tens, hundreds. Okay, so it looks like I have, in the tens place, I have 9. That means I'm going to draw 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Some of you like to write 10 in there because you know it's tens, not 100s. That's fine. Now you need to draw, look in the ones place. Looks like I have 5 ones, so I draw 5 ones. You want to spread them out a little bit because you're going to have to now label. You have to label it. 10, 20, count on. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay? Now you... Oop, you know what? I just drew too many, so I'm going to cross that off. So you only need 9 tenths, not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I made a mistake there. I'm just going to cross it off, okay? So it's 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. Okay, so now I labeled it. And now I need to box it. That's the third part of the first step. So draw a box, okay? Now the total is 95. Now I'm going to draw my arrow down here because I don't have space over here. I'm going to draw it down here. The next part, it says, draw pictures of the units you use to count from 95 to 300. So the number I need to get to is 300. Look at 95. Is this a happy benchmark number? If you said no, you are correct, because if you look in the ones place, it's not a 0. So first, you need to count on to get to that happy benchmark number. So if you think of a number line, you see that 95 is kind of like right here. So the next group of 10 is 100. So this is a happy benchmark number because it has a 0 in the ones place. So we have to count on by ones to get to 100. So we're going to go 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay? So since I'm at 100, now I can make, I don't even have to make medium jumps anymore. If I'm getting to 300, now I can make big jumps and get to 300 by adding hundreds. Okay, and the reason why I do that is because tens would take too long. It'd be like 110, 120, 130. That's going to take too long to get 300. So look at the difference. Since it's 100 to 300, I don't have any tens, so I can just jump by the hundreds. Okay? So or I can go 100, and then I'm going to jump 100 to 100 plus 100 is 200. Another group of 100, that's 300. So I didn't need any tens for this one, okay? So now I need to write my equation. To do that, remember, you start with the part. 95 is what you had before. And then you added some more. This is the missing part, which you solved right here. That's the missing part. To get to a total of 300, because that's the number you stopped at. Okay, so you went from 95, you added some more to get to a total of 300. So now we're going to count all of these numbers to find out the missing part. So I have 100, 200, 201, 202, 203, 204, 205. I have two groups of hundreds, so I write 2 in the hundreds place, 0 tens, and 5 ones. Let me show you that number out here. It's 2 groups in the hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. Okay? So, this is the missing part because that's how many, again, reminder, that's how many you needed to get from 95 to 300. Okay? So, if you need more help, I'm going to do one more example. Okay? One more example. If you don't need help, you stop and you go to math by myself. If you want to keep watching for one more example, you need to continue to watch. Okay? We're going to do it one more time. Draw, label, and box 100. So think, am I going to do this? And just write 100? The answer is no, that's not a sketch, okay? I need to draw the group of 100, I need to label it, and then I need to box it and write the total outside. Do you know what the next step is? So yes, draw an arrow and then you write what you need to count to. 310. Okay, so I drew it, I labeled it, I boxed it, I put the total. Now you need to draw pictures of the units you use to count from 100 to 310. I'm going to 310 now, okay? So 310 is my total. Think of your equation. We could start that now. We are going from 100. We need to add more. That's our missing part to get to 310. So, can I start counting by ones? Or do I start counting by tens? Or even 100? So this case, it's a little bit different. Since I'm at my happy benchmark number, I'm not going to count by ones. I can actually jump and count by hundreds to get to 300. So you need to jump 100 and you count. So you're at 100. If you count 100, that would be 200. And then if you add another group of 100, that's 300. And then you need to add, we're not at 310 yet. So look, we're almost there. Okay? So from 300, we're not going to count by ones because there's 0 ones. We actually just need to add a group of 10 because it's 1 in the tens place. Okay? So we just add that group of 10 and it's 310. And we're there. So this is what you put in that box. It's 100, 200, 210. Okay? All right. So remember, you always have to get to that, just like my first example, you always have to get to that happy benchmark number. If you're not there, you count by what? Ones. If you said ones, you are correct. Okay. And then you can count by tens or even hundreds today. Okay. Good job.